Okay, what's up, guys? I want to totally welcome you to another episode of Intellectual Conversation with Gabriel. What it amounts to is this is going to be a very short episode. Oh my gosh, some exciting things in the feat of Prince of Dreams Studios and the likes, and just starting off small but getting bigger and having the desire to get bigger, and also appreciate the small accomplishments as I thrust myself forward into the 21st century and also towards larger, more substantive accomplishments. Like, so that's my general spiel. But for the most part, this is being recorded by a cellular device that is a smartphone device. A pretty good camera and the likes, so as you can probably make out yourself, and I also have some lighting, and I think it's actually photography lights and the likes. But every great man has to start somewhere, and as my quotation has suggested, you can't belittle a man that realizes that even the greatest of men had to start somewhere. So that really is summed up in the epitome of what's going on right now in this instance. But again, to iterate what I wanted to share with you is just that, a short podcast, and that is about something I thought was very cool, and that's just the idea of wealth. Sometimes the most super wealthy families and the likes totally have it's sometimes imperative to have conversations about wealth and the likes once you get to that status and the likes, because oftentimes wealth was created in one generation, one person's generation, or one family's generation, in the likes. It's that's a common occurrence, and not everything is and also at the same token, in retrospect, a lot of wealth is dwindled and dissipated over a course of 2 generations, or even 3 generations, or even 1 generation at times. So it can be quite a mess out here. And what the conversations that are being had and held are referring to is just that: how to manage wealth, in the idea of inspiring your children to make smart money decisions. So what I thought was very cool and I wanted to share was there's a definition for ultra high net worth individuals. So we're wondering what is the definition of a high, not just high, ultra high net worth individual. And that is an individual with at least 5 million in assets, liquid. I think it's liquid assets, and that is or just assets in general. That's excluding your home, so your primary residence. So that's just a lot of access to a lot of leverage and a lot of capital and the likes, and assets and liquid and the likes. So if you want to know the pinpoint, the definition, that's what I've been told, and that's what's been elaborated to myself. So I guess 5 million excluding your home is the lucky number, baby. The lucky motherfucking number. So we here at Prince of Dreams Studios, we got some work to do, and the likes, but nothing, Rome was not built in a day, and for what it's worth, getting better still, right? So anyways, what it was alluded to in the conversation was just that: instilling certain principles and the likes in your children. And I thought that was valuable for all people, considering the fact that a lot of times wealth, 5 million in liquid assets, excluding a non-illiquid home or the likes, is created in 1 generation. So that goes to show the power of time. And just, what is 1 generation? That's 100 years, 80 years, 60 years, 40 years, or the likes, So it goes to show that, times are a-changing, and you don't want to see what you build in your legacy in your lifetime, or what your children build in their legacy in their lifetime, destroyed by the grandchildren or the likes or your successors, because of lack of understanding and lack of principle. Because Lord knows I'm 26 and I'm still foolish at times. I'm still kid hardy in the likes at times, but I'm still getting better still, and I'm understanding a lot more concepts and the likes and wanting to get better, and that's half the battle. You know what I mean? To change some tendencies that come from certain logistics and the likes. So for what it's worth, it's totally so true that and again, to exaggerate and also iterate, nobody's perfect, so even the sharpest, most conservative, fiscally wise person makes mistakes at times, but it's about preventing the mistakes and also having more successes than you do losses. And I think that's really what makes a man great, you know, potentially, prospectively, you know, or even a woman or the likes or a girl, you know. So for what it's worth, I thought it was something very, very cool. And at the same token, I gotta go. Time is of the essence. But again, this is being recorded from a smartphone device. The lighting is you know, I gotta get used to this bright lights, but you know, it's just you know, for the sake of quality, I'll endure the peril, you know. So to say the least. So we'll talk very, very soon. You know, I'm thinking, and this is a side note, random. Do you love it when I ramble or do you hate it? Leave a comment. I'm thinking about growing my beard out, man. I love having a beard, man. But it's summertime, so I think I might shave. You know, I'm on the borderline, you know, as far as like, I'm gonna grow a beard and then I shave the next day. So I'm always sending mixed signals all the time, man. Terrible, terrible disgrace. But we'll talk very, very soon. I'm just trying to wake up in the likes. It's an early morning, afternoon. And not be getting enough sleep. Recorded a podcast. I think it was yesterday or this morning or last night or something. And all the time is just blurred. But for what it's worth, it was a terrible, terrible podcast. But it had some general good sentiments, and that just was. Sometimes you want to ask some questions and learn, like pick people's brain, but not into the sense that you're being a bothersome or a nuisance. And that's a nuance, you know, sensitivity of emotional intelligence. But you want to totally just, you know, get people to tell you their stories so you can learn from it and incorporate it into your own life. Even if it's not even if it's what not to do, and especially what to do, and especially sometimes it's more valuable to learn what not to do. Then there's more options. You know, you have less likelihood of making failures. You know, and although failures are to be learned from, let's turn L's, that's losses, into lessons, life lessons, baby. So that's what it's about, and we'll talk very, very soon, and I'll go more in depth into this. I read an article about it, and it was very, very cool. Very, very awesome, and I thought it was cool about some of the principles, you know, just teaching hard work and, you know, the likes, you know, and that's what can take you from zero or even a negative to 5 million, ultra high net worth in one generation. So it's all plausible, it's all possible. Education is critical, even if it's informal. Formal especially, but all the above, you know, and, you know, good things to come. So we'll talk very, very soon. Again, this has been Intellectual Conversation with Gabriel. We'll talk very, very soon. Peace.